Hey everybody, Justin here with From Zero to Studio, and today I want to show you how to record gang vocals or crowd vocals on your own. Now you might think it's just as simple as recording a bunch of different takes of yourself singing the part, but that's only going to sound like multiple takes of your voice. So today I want to show you how I capture that classic gang vocal sound when only working with a single vocalist. Let's dive in. Let's take a listen to the part we're working with. We're going to be recreating these gang vocals right here, so let's mute those. So gang vocals get used in many types of songs, but they're pretty common in the rock, pop punk, and metal genres. Typically in a studio setting, gang vocals are going to be recorded by the band members, which might be 3 to 5 people all standing around the same microphone and singing at the same time. Since every band member can't be right on the microphone, they're going to be standing back a little bit, maybe 4 to 6 feet away, and either in a little group or forming a semicircle around the mic. Knowing that, I want you to keep this in mind. Each person has a unique voice, and each person is standing in a unique position relative to the microphone. Now in a group setting, we would typically record maybe 2 to 6 takes depending on what's needed for the part, and that means there could be anywhere from 10 to 30 or even more voices on a single gang vocal. Those tracks are then panned across the stereo field, give it that larger-than-life sound that you're familiar with. Now to emulate this on your own, you need to put yourself in the mindset of being different people with different voices. That means you're going to have to change the sound of your voice and do multiple takes with each voicing before moving on to the next voice. You'll also have to change the position of where you're standing for each of the different voicings. Moving to a different spot for each voice is going to affect how your voice reacts in the room, and it'll give you a more realistic sound to your gang vocals. When recording the parts with a single vocalist, I have 6 different voicings that I'll ask them to sing, and I'll have them record 6 takes of each. These voicings are GV main, your normal voice, GV yell, which is a more aggressive, shouty, yelling, or screaming voice. GV deep, which is a deep-sounding voice. Note that this is the same pitch as the main, but think of the tone as just a very deep-sounding tone. GV octave low. GV octave high, which is a high octave of the part. And this can be falsetto or your head voice. And then we have GV bad, which is a bad voice where you sing poorly. This is still in time, but it's intentionally sang with a terrible vocal tone. Not everybody has a good singing voice, so blending in some bad-sounding takes gives a more realistic sound to your false group of people. Let's jump in and record these gang vocals. Set a loop that gives you enough of a break in between takes. This is just so you don't have to jump back and forth between your computer and the mic after every single take. Start by recording your takes for the first voicing, and then once you're finished, move on to a different position and record your takes for the next voicing. Continue this process until all the takes for every voicing is completed. Now that the tracks are recorded, let's space out these multiple takes onto separate tracks. I also have each of these voicings going to their own group or bus track, and then each of those groups are all routed to a main vocal group. These different groups allow me to control the level of each voicing on its own, and then the level of all the gang vocals as a whole. Now that we have everything on its own track, we can pan these out. For each voicing, we have 6 takes, and I like to pan those 100% left and right, 75% left and right, and 50% left and right. Let's do that for each voicing. Next, you can adjust the faders on each of your group tracks to find the ideal balance between all of the parts. Let's listen to each of these groups on their own.
I could walk away. 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 I could walk away.
Now let's hear them all together.
I could walk away.
Now let's listen to them back in the song.
You said that I was your heart, baby. Trying to understand how a grown man goes out without a body part, baby. I could walk away. I could always cash my chips in
As far as any processing, you typically don't want to apply processing to every single track. If you had an actual group of people singing, there would be multiple voices all on the same track, so you wouldn't be able to process each voice individually. Often, I'll just use some EQ and gentle compression on the main group channel that has every gang vocal routed to it, and then I'll usually throw a touch of reverb on there, a room verb, just to make it stand out differently as if they were in a room together. Keep in mind that the idea here is to make it sound like a gang or a crowd of people, so processing all of the gang vocals together on the main channel is usually a good approach. And there you have it. That's how you can achieve that classic gang vocal sound on your own. Remember that each voicing should be unique and it should have its own sound and position, and don't forget to do multiple takes of each. And when it comes to mixing, use group tracks and panning to create space and balance. And always keep in mind that the goal is to make it sound like a group of people, not just one person with multiple takes. Now, as you're working on improving your recording and mixing skills, if you want a guide that'll walk you through every step of the process from songwriting and recording up through mixing and mastering, you can download the roadmap to a radio-ready song. This guide covers the 5 steps required to take your song from sounding like a demo to sounding pro, and you can download it absolutely free as my gift to you by going to FromZeroToStudio.com/roadmap or by clicking the link below in the description, and you can start improving how you're creating and capturing your music. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I'll see you on another video soon.